It felt like this whole thing was gonna be over. But it's not.
How far does the data go?
What are you gonna do about that?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
How does it
Thank
feel to be back in Brazil?
Warm.
Warm, yeah. Even though it's your winter, right?
Yeah. It's the fall, actually.
Oh.
And season 2 is pretty intense for all of your characters. How did you prepare for that?
The first season.
Yeah, honestly.
Prepared us really
Honestly.
well. You just know you're getting into it when we start up, don't we? Yeah.
There's also a level of like, you know, we don't know what's, as we're filming, we know some things, but there are some things that are revealed to us as we gain the scripts, right? So you prepare as you go and hope for the best.
Just so fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's like my favorite part, yeah.
And Alisha, you have a very tough story because of Jessica and being a rape survivor. And did it take anything special for you to act that? Did you talk to someone?
The first season definitely prepared me, for sure. The production made sure that we were provided with resources, so I was able to talk to a psychologist, and the internet is my savior in a way. I had so many resources and articles that I would read over and over, and there are endless documentaries I could watch. Yeah, but really, ultimately, the first season, because I had lived in Jessica's shoes for 6 months already, and I was really prepared to go back and explore her recovery process.
How far does the data go?
You guys get a lot of messages from fans, and are there any stories that they share with you that touch you the most?
There's so many, you know. I mean, I think it's a real privilege to be able to impact someone's life that way. And because this show was released in 180 plus countries all over the world, there's a lot of, you know, there's millions of people who connect. And so there's so many stories, heartwarming stories. I won't name any particular, but it's been the greatest privilege of my life to help people that way.
Being on the show and being able to kind of go back to high school and all this stuff, did it connect to anything that happened to you or friends of yours?
I'm sure that there are certain things that will remind me of my high school experience. I think that's why it's so relatable, though, is that everyone can watch the show and remember certain things that takes them back to their high school days.
You don't know what was happening in this photo. And you don't know what happened after.
We're all in this together now.
Don't you know about what goes on at this school?
This is proof of who they all are.
The truth doesn't always make things right.
It's gonna keep happening. It doesn't stop.
I think, yeah, one of my favorite things about working on this show is just like, you get that constant reminder of, you know, it hasn't been that long since I was in high school, but it was so tough at times, like so dark and tough, and now it's just like, if there's anything I can say, it's like that it truly does like relieve itself when you're gone. And yes, you're always gonna have struggles, but being in that kind of confined space with a bunch of other young people who are insecure and dealing with, you know, changes and dealing with stuff at home can be a real hard time. And I think I'm glad I'm out of it.
And season 2 is also pretty different from season 1. What was the most challenging thing about it?
That's a good question. The most challenging thing about it? Staying true to these characters. I mean, for me, it was just making sure that instead of wanting to do what Christian would want to do, I'd look at it from Tony's perspective, because we share similarities, but he's also very different from me. So that was difficult, just writing that line and being true to the character.
Yeah, I think filling in the gap from what happened between season 1, where season 1 ends for Justin, and then where, well, I'm sure there was the similar, you know, hill to climb over with most people, but where you pick up with him in season 2, it was like filling in the gap of time and like what was going on with him that's not scripted, and making sure that that was alive for the performance that happens in season 2.
I can't count on anyone else anymore. I have to do this myself.
You don't.
No one's gonna get justice for her.
Whoa.